Chuck is joining me talking about his awesome new book. I'm so excited about it. I haven't got to read it yet, but I'm really excited. Tell us a little bit kind of about the book and what people can expect.
Well, it's about history of the South Plains and the Panhandle. Goes back to 12,000 years ago. Most of the stories are much more recent, the 1800s, early 1900s. There's a few from the 70s, but it's a lot about cowboys and Indians and soldiers and Indians. And I'd say about 2/3 of the stories are about law-related articles, trials and murders and that sort of thing. A lot of local history in the book.
That's super awesome. Where did you kind of come up with these stories and how did you find out about them and write them?
Well, a few of the stories I was actually involved in. Back in the 70s, I was a journalist and I covered some pretty interesting trials back in those days. One was what I title Last Tango in Lubbock. It was a story about all of the dirty movie wars in Lubbock, where the district attorney was shutting down movie theaters for showing, X-rated movies like Last Tango in Paris, which is pretty lame by today's standards. But I covered that trial. There was also a trial of the Hunt brothers that I covered. That was in federal court here in the 70s, where two of the richest men in the world, Bunker and Herbert Hunt, were accused of wiretapping. And this is the same Hunt family that owns the Kansas City Chiefs. Their father was the richest man in the world in the 1970s. There are lots and lots and lots of stories about Lubbock, cultural stories, Elvis Presley in Lubbock, Roy Rogers.
For this book, what kind of age group is this for? Who can read this? Especially, just story-wise and then also words-wise.
There are a few stories that I think you could read to your kids at night. Most you don't need to read to your kids at all because they're about bad people, some really bad people. I would say that the book is mainly geared toward people who enjoy local history, who enjoy stories about real people and about real heroes and about real villains, and kind of how we became the major cultural center of this part of Texas.
And where can they find this book if they want to read it?
Well, all you got to do is Google my name or Google the name of the book, which is Tragedy and Triumph on the Texas Plains, and you'll find out to buy it. But I know it's available at Barnes & Noble locally if you want to go there. I think it's available at CVS and Walgreens, but you can certainly get it on Amazon and other booksellers. I wish we had more local mom and pop bookstores, but those are, I guess, a thing of the past.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
You bet.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after the break.